All right, guys, good morning. It is 43 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday. Another gorgeous setup here in Wave Country. You don't believe me? Take a look. Ooh, la la. Isn't that beautiful? Just a few high, thin cirrus clouds. Another beautiful and cool morning. Welcome to the blog, everyone. I'm Wave Meteorologist Brian Goode as we take a look at not only the short-term outlook, but also, as always, I like to look at the long-term. So we'll do that. I got a few updates on that. Usually long-term this time of year gets a little more interesting than it does, say, in June. So I like to show some of those maps and discuss a little bit more about the fall outlook, too, anytime I get data on that. I don't go all the way entirely to the winter. I try not to anyway. Sometimes I color outside the lines. But that will come out, of course, Halloween night with the winter forecast, which is taking a long time to put together this year. But I'm working on it. I don't want to give away too much because I'm still missing a key piece of data. And it'll make sense once the blog comes out. That does not even come out until the last week of September to really help me on analyzing the winter. So I'm still missing a big core. So I don't want to give too much away just yet on that. All right. Good morning. Let's see. Michelle. We've got Liz. Liz, how are you doing, Liz? Good to see you. Liz used to be our producer here at Wave. Now I think she's retired, right, Liz? You're retired. I hope you're doing well, Liz, and the family as well. Hope I see Christian, too, later this week. Good morning to Olivia. I haven't talked to you in a long time. How you doing, Olivia? Last day in Florida, heading home tonight. Why would you leave Florida? It's nice, right? I mean, it's nice here. Liz, you bet. You bet. I can't wait, Liz. Trust me. I can't wait. All right. So a couple of things I want to cover. As always, I want to at least get an update on the tropics. So for those like Olivia that are down in Florida, yeah, we know we got the tropical wave off the eastern seaboard. There is still a low in risk. This could get organized enough to get a name. It's pretty low in risk, though. It's going to run into land in the mid-Atlantic before long, but it is kicking up the surf again in that area. The water is actually relatively cold, relatively speaking, for that portion of the Atlantic because of Lee. It was sitting there for so long. It did the upwelling effect where it brought in the cold water underneath. So the top layer of the water is no longer warm. So it's really tough for any tropical system. And certainly it's good news if, say, for example, this system here, which is a tropical wave, it's in the red, indicating it could develop down the road. Even if it were to try to move in toward that area of the Atlantic, it would run into that colder water and weaken. So we have a bit of a barrier against the United States, thanks to Lee, without having too much of a direct impact from Lee. That's pretty nice of Lee to do that. Nigel is still out here. It's a hurricane, but not bothering anyone. Eventually, it's heading toward United Kingdom as we get into about the next 7 to 10 days. But this little feature here off the eastern seaboard, while it's not, an organized system yet, it's not making landfall or tracking right into Kentucky, it is still having an impact on how the other system, which is over here in the United States, how it interacts with our setup here in the Ohio Valley, which I'll explain more in just a second. I mentioned that view outside. It's beautiful. Look at the Ohio River. Always tell you guys, if you can see a near reflection of the Clark Memorial 2nd Street Bridge there, that means it's a very calm wind because it looks like glass. When you have that kind of effect, and very pretty to see that mirrored image there. So we know it's calm. I checked the numbers. Harrison County, Kentucky was the coldest in the state at 41. Meade County, Brandenburg again, 42 degrees this morning. Louisville dropped to 55. Not sure how low you got. If you want to type it in chat, feel free to do so. I got a feeling a lot of you probably got into the 40s. I was 49 at my house this morning, and that's in the metro. We are tracking the fall color. You guys have already noticed a little more of the yellows that are showing up, but obviously a lot of reds. Reds have been ongoing now for about 2 or 3 weeks. This map shows how the color is expanded. I would say this is about a week ahead of schedule. Some of it is drought stress, yes. You'll know the difference when they begin to fall before they have a chance to fully change color. They're just sort of basically dead leaves laying on the ground. That's not the case everywhere. Some have had some areas of rain, so we're seeing some really brilliant colors in other areas, and other areas it is a bit dull. We do need the rain. That would help accelerate the color, but there's no doubt, as the formula has always stated, cool nights, chilly nights, and really warm afternoons around 80 degrees is nearly a perfect setup to promote fall color to really advance. And this is a good setup for this autumn season. We just need some rain to make those colors stand out a bit more. So where do we stand on that? Well, that's a good question, because at the moment we don't have any, of course. It's dry. We do have some high-level clouds that are streaming in across the north into Illinois. They will kind of fan to the south and east today. We may see that. So not as probably a perfectly blue sky. Again, we've had a lot of cumulus clouds the past several afternoons. They're a little lower to the ground. They're puffy, they're cute. It's like a Bob Ross kind of painting, and then they fade away about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon once the heating of the ground eases back. We'll have some of those again today, but this time we'll also add in some of the wispy cirrus clouds overhead. Either way, quiet. That's the important thing on this. There is one minor feature that'll be moving in toward the end of the week that may give some raindrops to the western side of the Ohio Valley. Not sold on it being here. Let me show you the layout. Rest of today, we're fine. Lower 80s, more than likely, into the area. Oh, thanks, Bill, for the thermometer update on your area. 47, Cox's Creek. That's where my aunt and uncle live, over in Cox's Creek. 47 degrees. Thanks. Appreciate that, Bill. All right, 79 degrees as we head into tomorrow. I still think we'll get into the 80s here in the city limits, though. Still quiet weather as we head into your Wednesday. Once you get into Thursday, you see that little feature in the Missouri. We will have some increase in clouds. It tries to throw rain at us. I think Illinois is going to get lucky. They'll get some rain. Paducah probably will get lucky. Evansville is probably going to be the dividing line. Once they get at least the rain clouds try to get to Evansville, this is going to be too tough. Just don't think it's going to happen. The area is quite dry, and a lot of that we ate alive. Now, there is a chance that we may get closer to Thursday and say, you know what, it looks like we may have enough moisture. We'll add in a chance for a few sprinkles. Yes, that's possible. Don't be surprised if we say that. Is it a rain that is going to really benefit the ground in a big way? No. It wouldn't be. It would be very, very light, but it could influence the thermometer. So that's the reason why we don't have the hottest or the warmest day really on Thursday, because I don't know how much cloud cover here, rain or not, the cloud cover can still influence the thermometer and slowing it down to where it doesn't get as warm. So we'll see how that works out later in the week, whether or not we can still get close to 90. Still think that's possible, especially in Louisville. Most of you will not get to that level. So what happens this weekend? Well, here's the interesting thing. We've got that tropical low in the Carolinas, and you see it's got like a cold core to it, so you get kind of rain-cooled air, temperatures in the 60s and rain. So it's actually kind of nice. I could go for a day like that, to be honest, especially on a Sunday. I could do that. But it moves up the eastern seaboard because it's there. Our system in the plains, which really was a powerful-looking system a few days ago for this time period, has really just hit a brick wall. It's just not able to make much ground to the east here. So it's going to struggle to get us into the rain zone here for the weekend. That's good because we have Louder Than Life. We have so much going on for events this weekend. It still looks like it'll be late Sunday, now maybe Monday, before any eastern side of that low pressure can give us some showers. The GFS, by the way, which you're looking at the Euro, GFS just wipes this thing off the map to where there's no rain at all coming our way. Nah, that would be trouble. That would certainly get us into a more of a drought discussion that could be a little more elevated. The drought update, by the way, is Thursday morning at 9 a.m. We'll have a new map out. They sample the ground for the drought today. So the map you'll see Thursday is based on where we are since last Tuesday to today, which there hasn't been much of a change. So I got a feeling it will expand. Either way, you could see that rain band would be probably on Monday the way it's looking now. The little tropical low kind of just worked its way on out of here. And after that, yeah, there's another bubble of warmth. I wouldn't say hot. And I do not see that being a 90-degree potential setup. We are getting, if we don't hit 90 at the end of this week, I think at that point we get into the late September time period. It's really tough. Yeah, you can, and we've done it before in October, but when we did it, it was 2019, and it was a record event of having 90. So it doesn't happen often. So odds are more in our favor that this would just be 80s that will hold on. So does that mean that it's going to be warm all the way through October? Well, here's where we stay on the numbers now. You see that little jump. Again, I went a little flat there for the clouds increasing on Thursday. Those should dissipate. Then we have a little spike there on Friday. There's a chance Saturday's number may come up. We'll see, especially if the system fizzles out. Sundays did trend up a minor amount just because the rain will be delayed till Monday. And that's when we'll see a drop. It looks like a dramatic crash in temperature, but it's only to 79. It's not bad. And we should retaliate or rebuild back up. Retaliate's probably not the right word. Rebuild back up into the 80s. Rebound. There we go. I'm so bad with grammar. I apologize. I hope my teachers are not watching, and I'm sure they are. So what about October? Well, information's been coming out on that. Let me show you a couple of maps and one chart. We'll start with the chart. This is from the Euro. What I want what you guys do gauge from this is an extreme outlook index that comes from the Euro model. You don't want to see reds and you don't want to see really dark blues on this chart. Don't worry about the numbers. All right. I don't want you guys to get too in the weeds on this, but there's a little bit of hint of yellow showing up. And that's only, if you look at the map, that's only because the wind is a little elevated in the Smoky Mountains, the eastern side of the Smokies, because of that coastal low. That's the only thing that it's accounting for is somewhat of an extreme setup over the next 7 to 10 days. So the idea that we don't have a lot of bright colors on this chart is a good thing. That means the weather is going to be relatively quiet for our area. The Euro long range, this is Halloween. And you're looking at what is showing a cool pattern for, especially the northern plains, into the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Cooler than normal is trying to show up. Now, I don't think we have to wait till October 30th. I think it's going to happen October 30th, 31st. I think it's going to happen earlier than that. In fact, the CFS model, ooh, look at all those pretty colors. The CFS model has its drama as far as its high variable rate that it has on its one run to another model run. But it has been hitting at the first 10 days, at some point in that 10-day window of a cool blast of air coming down in October into our area. And I like what it's doing. It makes sense based on how the pattern's been doing this yin-yang effect. We'll see. What could change this would actually be a typhoon in the Pacific Ocean. If any can develop, there hasn't been much action yet, but you get a typhoon into the Pacific Ocean around Japan, they recurve. You can actually enhance this cold attack even more into October. And that's something we'll be watching. It's part of the typhoon recurving theory. That takes about 7 days up to 10 days really to have an impact on our weather. But that may be something the CF model is looking at that may be trying to react to. That I still think could give us temperatures that will rival awful close to frost level. And again, that'll be the first 10 days or so of October. And I think we have another one after that, which I think is where the Euro is coming into the idea of a cooler pattern toward Halloween. That's the way it's looking. October still has a couple of cold shots that are showing up. And that's about all I can say for now, a sort of secrecy. But that's where we stand on it into the rest of the outlook there. So the rest of September overall will be warm. October, not so much. There you go. What'd you say, Angie? I think I think all the blog watchers should get to hear the winter forecast first. Well, here's the thing. You kind of do. You got to remember, starting last year, and we'll do it again this year, the winter forecast will hit the app first. I will be creating a blog. So it'll be there. You will not find it online and on TV first. It will be on the app. Why is it that way? Because I really want to target a time period when you guys are ready to watch it at that moment and it doesn't disappear. It's there for you guys whenever you want to. I don't want to hold you guys to watching a particular show or anything. You may miss it and then everyone gets upset. So I think it's the most fair way I can do it is to allow a dedicated time for it to hit. That time will vary. Usually it's trick or treat time. That's about all I can say. But I got to type it up first. Let me get it done and then I'll get there. Lee, no rain on October 5th. We have an outdoor concert. Trust me, I'm feeling the pressure on that, Lee, because it's my mom's birthday, October 5th. And she is ready for me to say no rain or snow. Yes, you're right, Laura. Loyalty, that's what matters. Hi, Myron. Sorry.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. You want to say hi to everybody?
I do. I didn't finish putting my face on, though. Hi, everyone.
You put your face on?
I just put my base face
You
on.
look gorgeous.
Oh, stop it.
You
Thank
look gorgeous.
I love that tie on you.
Thank you. Thank
Kind
you.
of our colors look good.
And
How's everybody?
There's the chat.
Hi, everyone.
You see Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
And Angie.
Hi, Angie. Hi, Lee. Hi, Laura. Hi, Graham. You always have a good following.
They're good. And they all love snow. Every single one of them loves snow.
Bots?
Yeah. But they want me to give the winter forecast now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Hi, Amanda.
But I said we got to wait till Halloween.
Okay.
All right.
I already put my happy Halloween stuff out.
Did
everything.
you? I know. I'm going to do that here the next couple of days. I'm going to work on it and try to get that stuff out because I'm like one of the last on my street to do that.
All right.
I know you got a news update coming up, right?
So I know that you all are watching Brian, but don't go anywhere because I'm going to have a little something on Louisville Metro Department of Corrections, their update on their harm reduction efforts at the jail. So, that's a pretty important story. So we're going to stream that at 10 o'clock. So.
And you're going to be on Facebook and on the Wave news side of the app. You're on the weather side now, guys, is what you're watching. On the news section of it, that's where Myra will be here coming up in just a few moments.
This little transition.
You like it? You like it all? You should join me every day at this time.
I love it.
Yeah, trust me. They will rather listen to you than me.
Tawana's on, and she says my faves. We love you, Tawana.
I thought I hit block on Tawana. Where is...
We
need to get Tawana in here. Tawana's a trip. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you guys as always. I will see you guys coming up on Wave News on midday. Take care.
We'll see each other on 3.
3 o'clock. See you then.